Oh, Colin Trevorrow, I'm starting to really get a crush on you, man. And you know what? The Fandom Menace. We hear you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott. If you like what you hear here, please hit that subscribe button, ding the little notification bell because YouTube is not helping us out. I like to do reviews of TVs and shows I like and also tell you some news about it. So let's get on to what I'd like to talk about. Colin Trevorrow. Great week this guy's having. Last week, beginning and end of last week, we found out that the gibberish we heard from Kathleen Kennedy saying that Palpatine has always been part of this sequel trilogy, Disney trilogy, was a lie. He told us that this was a much more recent add-on because of what Ruin Johnson did, speculation, what Ruin Johnson did, they had to put Palps in because Snoke was killed and they had no direction. So, yes, the Phantom Menace is making waves. And yes, J.J. Abrams did bring us up. Okay, and I know I'm a little dog on this, but he said the Phantom Menace by name, actually, in an article. So people like Doomcock, Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy over there, and the rest of the guys, Ryan, and everybody else, Mary Mayhem, Lethal Lightning, everybody else, even us little guys, Final Death Star, author, Stephen Walton, Bear Nerd Fun, yours truly, who only has like 330 subs. We're making a difference, and that's because people are sharing our stuff, liking our stuff, and passing it along and listening. And you know what? Disney's out there listening too. So on to the article that I wanted to talk about. And this comes from AV News, and that's at news.avclub.com, and it's written by Sam Barsanti. If you're new to my channel, you're going to find out I butcher names, even names I've been reading or listening to my whole life. Barsanti. So, Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow was fired from making Star Wars Episode 9 2 years ago, but apparently there's enough of his vision and that of co-writer Derek Connolly and J.J. Abrams' The Rise of Skywalker. And the two of them are getting story by credits in the finished film. No duh that there's stuff of theirs in there because J.J. Abrams doesn't have an original thought. What he does is he steals from other greater directors, even lesser directors. Even now he's stealing from himself. Don't forget Star Trek Into Darkness, the Rising Enterprise out of the water. Well, guess what? We're getting Rising, is it the Emperor's ships? I think they're OG battleships. Oh my God, I'm blanking on what they're called. Yes, destroyers. Those rising out. So what he likes to do is JJ takes whatever somebody else did and like Spinal Taps it up to 11 because, we want it go to 11. So that's what he does. This raises some interesting questions about just how much of the sequel trilogy was planned from the beginning. None of it. Especially given the shifts that Lucasfilm had to make in the wake of Carrie Fisher's death. But that's not really what we're here to talk about. Well, none of this was planned. We know that. I just talked about it. So, yeah, let's move on to something else. What we are here to talk about is that Trevorrow had announced that he's going to donate the residuals he's making from this story by credit on The Rise of Skywalker to charity, specifically the Alexander Devine Children's Hospice in England. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't read this already, so bear with me. In a statement to Deadline, Trevorrow explained that he wanted to honor the positive spirit that George Lucas' Star Wars films taught him about as a kid. Quotes. Through his films, George Lucas taught us about our connection to all living things. He taught us to take care of one another, and he set a powerful example. The Alexander Devine Hospice helps families in the most challenging of times. I can't think of a more fitting way to honor George's legacy. Wow, that's beautiful, man. Gives me a little chills. George Lucas is still alive, duh, for the record, in case Trevorrow's tone there made you think otherwise. Anyway, the hospice co-founder Fiona Devine also released statements thanking Trevorrow for signing away his shares of the profits from a Star Wars movie, and noting that it's the equivalent of paying for a nurse for a year. Devine says the money will really help us to continue to do this and importantly reach out to even more families that need us, explaining that the services the hospice offers are free and it is therefore relies on donation and fundraising, which is amazing. But you're here to, all right, so I'm from the US and you're telling me that the residuals he's going to make, so how much is he really going to make and how much of his story is really in this if it's only going to pay for one nurse? I know nurses, RNs can make $200,000-300,000. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure he's only going to make that much. And don't get me wrong, any penny helping donate money to a great charity should be honored. But I would hope he makes more than that and he can donate to that. Because I'm a father of 2 girls, little girls, and I couldn't imagine going through what some of these families have to go through when their children have terminal or even illnesses that really come close to that. I just couldn't imagine. It has to be the worst moment in a parent's life. Let's move on before I get, a little verklempt. Next, Trevorrow will direct the 3rd Jurassic World film. He is still not quite done with the big blockbuster sequels. I am not a big fan of these new films, but I almost want to go support him because the only way Disney and these big corporations are going to know what we like and what we don't like, what we approve of and what we don't approve of is in the chang, the cheddar, the wallet, the purse, whatever you want to call it, the fanny pack. I don't know where you put your money, but that's what I'm talking about. That's the only way we're going to affect these people is by hitting them in the wallet, in the bottom line. All right, so by supporting him in these movies, which I don't really like, but I might just go see, we'll show them that you guys made the wrong decision. And I'm not saying to boycott, but if I wasn't reviewing it, I don't think I would be going to see this last Skywalker film, if you want to call it a Skywalker film. So did Abrams just keep some threads that Trevorrow had planned for his version of the Episode 9? Or had Abrams and Lucasfilm already planned so much of it out that Trevorrow was just following the existing plan when he wrote his movie and Abrams held on to that stuff? That is a question and that's how it ends, and that is not true. Okay, we know they've had multiple endings to this. They have changed up things. They just finished the movie on Sunday. He told us that, J.J. Abrams on Good Morning America. They have no clue what they're doing. This was not planned from the beginning. I believe Trevorrow wrote what we probably would think is a Star Wars movie, and Kathleen Kennedy didn't like it, that it didn't have agenda politics in it. So they got rid of him. And what does she do? She okays Ruin Johnson's first draft, destroying Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, 2 of my childhood heroes, and making one a deadbeat dad and one a loser who gave up on his nephew and gave up on the Force when we've never seen that before. I don't know, people. What I think is these movies they're gonna bomb. They're gonna make money, but they're gonna bomb. Okay? We'll see what Rotten Tomatoes has to say. No, we're not, because they lie. But what I'd like to know, that was speculation. What I'd like to know is what you think and how you feel about him getting just a little bit of money out of this when hopefully they stole a lot of his ideas. Let's support this guy, guys. Let's support the Fandom Menace because we are making a difference. Support all those channels I talked about before. Support us, some of us smaller guys, Wednesday nights and Saturday nights on author Stephen Walton's channel. Come see us on the 4th Wave. We do a live stream talking about all these same things. And once again, please subscribe and hit that ding bell. Ding bell? Bell ding? Whatever you want to call it. And remember, if they are calling you names, they've already lost the war. Take care, everybody. And happy Thanksgiving.